Ready to roll?
You're up,
Okay.
Jay.
Good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone.
Ready to roll?
This is the first meeting of the 2019-2020 school year. It is our reorg and regular board meeting. As the district clerk, I'm responsible to run the meeting until we have elected the president. And the first thing we're going to do is give oath of office to our new board members. So, let me click. Let me turn it on.
You doing?
Okay, so Mike and Ed, if you'll stand, and you can read it right off the screen, and please put your name in where it says name. Oh,
Look like they memorized it.
When she comes to the next meeting.
okay.
I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of trustee of the Board of Education of the Hyde Park Central School District for the term of July 1st, 2019 to June 30th, 2022, according to the best of my ability.
I didn't know we did them
Why
together
does it
like this.
automatically-
Siamese twin style. I thought we did them individually. It doesn't matter.
I don't know why it keeps advancing.
Probably set up as a slideshow.
Okay,
Is that it?
that's it.
Look at the sign.
Just need you to sign the book.
Congratulations.
Sign.
Ed, you're here, and then Mike's right below you. All right, Greer, you ready?
Do I have to do anything?
Just that. Okay. Hang on, get to your slide. Nope. See, it went way forward.
All right. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the Superintendent of Schools of the Hyde Park Central School District for the 2019-2020 school year according to the best of my ability.
Thank you.
All right.
Right there. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Can I have a motion to enter into executive session to discuss confidential matters pertaining to employment of particular persons?
Is that?
We're going to do Pride first.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
I think you need
Oh,
to.
you're messing us up. Hang on.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
Do we have to do an agenda modification?
probably.
Do we? Do it in a order? Is that you, Elliot? Thank you. I was like, why is it moving?
Oh, not this yet, Elliot. Well, I don't know.
Well, the first Pride.
Okay.
Sorry?
Sure, we'll modify the agenda, please.
Okay. So we have a special student who just graduated from FDR. Michelle, can you stand up so people can see you on the camera? So the New York State Seal of Biliteracy recognizes high school graduates who have attained a high level of proficiency in listening, speaking, reading, and writing in one or more languages in addition to English. The intent of this honor is to affirm the value of diversity in a multilingual society. This micro-credential prepares students with 21st century skills, provides universities with additional information about applicants, and encourages the study of languages. Michelle met the criteria for the Seal of Biliteracy through her scores on standardized tests and the completion and presentation of culminating projects in both English and Spanish. So, it is with great pride that the Hyde Park Central School District awards its first ever Seal of Biliteracy, English and Spanish, to Michelle Castellanos. So, thank you. And she did receive a special seal with her diploma.
Excellent.
We're very proud.
Very proud.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
It's going.
And then there's a second Pride, but I don't know if we want to.
Well, we might as well do all our Pride now, and so we'll ask Rachel to, Then we'll do the video.
So the FDR class of 2019, they just graduated on June 28th, and the pictures are available on the website. It was kind of hot, but it was just nice to be outside because they might have had thunderstorms, and we didn't want to be in the gym, so it was nice that it was outside. And also, there's a free summer meals program at Violet Ave, and it's like breakfast and lunch if you're under 18. And I didn't know about it until I drove by this morning, and I saw also there's a summer bridge program there, but there were a bunch of cars in the parking lot, and it was just really nice to see that the community came out and like utilizing the programs available to them, so that was nice.
Thank you, Rachel.
Welcome.
Welcome, yes.
Welcome, right.
And Aviva, we might as well do the last formal Pride piece.
Sure. So the Advancement via Individual Determination, AVID, 2019 seniors made a short video for their beloved AVID teacher, Caitlin Wagner. So this is the AVID senior video. Oh, is it on silent? I think I saw the mute all the way on the left. It's really just music, though. Thank
Good night.
you.
Congratulations again.
I'm still alive, but I'm barely breathing. Just praying to a God that I don't believe in. 'Cause I got time while she got freedom. 'Cause when her heart breaks, no, it don't break even. The best days are some flowers.
Great. Very powerful. And these are typically first-generation post-high school plans students, so it's a phenomenal program. Yeah.
How many kids do we have in that program?
Graduating classes vary, but we usually end around 16. Yeah, it can be a full class, but, if someone moves, generally, we don't have a new student move in toward the very end. So they end a little low.
And it starts in the middle school.
Yeah, it starts in 6th grade.
What does AVID stand for again?
Advancement via individual determination. Yeah, and actually, I could mention for Pride, too, that the Haviland Middle School staff went to Orlando for Summer Institute, along with 2 of the elementary schools went, principals and teachers, to start exploring Avid Elementary, and then going with the FDR team to Philly for Summer Institute. So it's just excellent training for teachers.
Okay. Any other Pride?
No, as long as we're doing official Pride, I would like to say graduation was wonderful, and I just did prepare a letter on behalf of the district to Ross Morey, General Manager of IBMZ, to thank him for returning to his alma mater to give the keynote address. So just as a public statement, really wanted to thank Ross for his keynote, and it was very poignant and personable and engaging, and it was the perfect length, so, for high school graduation.
Sure.
Yeah.
Be seated.
Yeah, yours was the best.
Anyone else? Okay, can I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, and any discussion?
We'll be brief.
And vote, please.
All those in favor?
All those in favor, sorry. Any against? The motion passes, carries. Thank you.
So our plan is to be back at 7. It would have been nice tonight.
Welcome back.
Gotta stand.
Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, at this time, I'm requesting nominations for President of the Board of Education for the 1920-2020 school year. Are there any nominations?
I nominate Jeff Danielson.
Second.
Are there any other nominations? Going once? Going twice? Going 3 times? May I have a motion to accept the nominated candidate and close the nominations for the President of the Board of Ed?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. The election of the board officers, do we have to do a paper election if there's only one candidate?
In case there's a write-in.
Okay, we do them by paper, so please fill out your yellow slip and pass it to me.
Secret ballot.
Nothing secret on our votes. We can't do secret.
Thank you. By unanimous vote, Jeff, you are the new president. But he was willing to do that. You would take the oath? Oh. Son of a gun. Thought we fixed that. Sorry.
I solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the President of the Board of Education of Hyde Park Central School District for the 2019-2020 school year, according to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Sorry. I just need you to sign. You're down here. Pick up. Pencils everywhere. Congratulations, and I now turn the meeting over to you.
At this time, could we have nominations for the Vice President?
I could
Nominate
nominate Denise, yeah.
Is there any other nominations? Can I have a motion to accept, is there a second?
Second.
Can I have a motion to accept the nominations?
SD, or the two?
Yeah. So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in, we have to paper ballot.
Green time.
Now we get the sticker for a lot of committee.
So, by unanimous vote, Denise Berry is our Vice President.
Congratulations, Denise.
Yes, congratulations, Denise. You'll see this on the video. Okay. No agenda modifications for this? There is the Pride.
Right. Here.
So then we removed Pride from the regular meeting and was added to this agenda. So can I have a motion for the amended agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries. Okay. Can I have a motion for the agenda?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries. So can I have a motion for the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries. On to new business. Can I have a motion for borrowing resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Could you, Lindy, could you explain what this is?
Sure. So the borrowing resolution is for a tax anticipation notice. We have this on as an agenda item at every organizational meeting. It's in case we need to borrow money to get us through the summer to make our payments like payroll or any other obligations that we might have. Having the resolution now just authorizes the superintendent to move forward with that if we need to do so. But in the time that I've been here, we've never had to borrow because we do borrow against our reserves when we need additional cash.
Okay. Since there's any more discussion? Since this is a borrowing resolution, this is a roll call vote. So I will vote yes. Mr. Heater?
Yes.
Mr. Sheldon?
Aye.
Mr. Spence?
Yes.
Mr. Tomic?
Aye.
And Mr. Zagorski?
Yes.
Motion passes.
3-3. 3 yeses, 3 ayes.
Okay, on to the fun part. It's the time we get to start doing board committees. I do have a note from Denise saying that she would like to stay on the committees that she is presently on, which are the audit, personnel, and policy. So let's, first on the audit committee. So last year was Denise, Doug, and Mike. You going to stay on?
Yep, I'd like to.
Yeah, I'll stay on.
Doug? So Denise? Just so I add, we can't go more than 3 in any committee.
Got it.
Right.
Oh, unless somebody else wants to be on it that hasn't been on, I'll step off.
That's fine.
Okay, for the DLT, last year was myself, Doug, and Carl. I would like to still stay on it.
Me also.
Carl also. Is there anybody else who would like to be on the DLT?
This is one that meets during the day, right?
No, it meets in the evening.
Yeah.
The instructional portion of the DLT meets during the day.
I'll stay on if nobody else wants to. I would like to, since this is my last year, I'd like to give anybody a chance to get on a committee that I've been on, a chance to, but should nobody else, I will.
And just a reminder, you don't need to have 3 on the committee. You can have 1 or 2 or none.
Right.
No, you can't have none. Then we don't have.
Okay, Dutchess County School Board Association. That was Perry last year.
Yeah, I will continue unless someone else would like to take over.
Seeing none, Perry's going to be it. The government liaison, myself and Carl were on that.
I'll stay.
You want to stay? I'll stay. Is there anybody else who wants to be on one?
Yeah, you know, I would take a stab at that.
Last year, we met with the town supervisor of Poughkeepsie about a building project. We met the town supervisor of Hyde Park about other things. So usually it comes up with something like that.
Yeah.
Get to go to the breakfasts.
You can go to the breakfast if you want.
Chamber breakfast once a month.
Do we think of doing any interfacing with other, either state senators or assembly people for the purposes of giving opinion, swaying, providing guidance on any issues?
Like on an advocacy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can, and we have. I don't think as a board subcommittee we have it, but we certainly have, and, you know, as you know, with the School Boards Association and your involvement in Dutchess, there are times when we recommend sending a letter or, you know, meeting with them. Senator Dee Dee Barrett usually has a, something at the diner once a year that is open. I've gone to that in the past and have been to Senator Serino's office in the past. So, you know, certainly I'll remember to say anybody on the government committee that wants to join me on any of those visits. And there's the Hyde Park Chamber meetings, which it's always really good to have a presence at.
And there was some discussion last year, too, because Senator Serino was also into the real estate, which was trying to work with them about our Zillow rating. So maybe we can pursue that a little bit further this year.
Yeah. Okay, negotiations committee. Last year was myself, Doug, and Perry.
I'm willing to continue on that unless there's someone.
I'd like to do that if somebody doesn't want to do that.
And I'd like to stay on it.
I can jump off.
I mean, I'd like to stay on. If somebody else wants to do it, then that's fine.
I said I'd like to, like Perry said.
So yeah, I'll step down so that Mike can take my spot.
No, you can't.
I can't because this makes four board members.
But I think you, by de facto, you are on every committee, but you can't attend a meeting as if there are all 3 other members are there, I believe is the restriction.
So we have Jeff, Mike, and Doug?
Yeah.
Personnel Committee. And last year, that was Denise, Mike, and Dan.
I'd actually like to get on this again, the personnel.
Denise. Anybody else would like to be on that?
I'll stay on it.
Mike? Okay, Policy Committee. Last year was Denise and Doug. Denise would like to stay on that.
I would like to stay on it, but I would really recommend somebody else coming along because, I mean, I've done it for the last 16 years, and this will be my last year, so somebody else is going to have to take over. So it would be good just to see how it runs. Unfortunately, it does have some time during the day, early afternoons, early evening.
Well, with Denise on it, it moved to 5:15.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
because Denise got a job, so if she's on it, they can't meet till 5:15.
Oh, okay.
Earliest, yeah.
That would be the only drawback I could think of.
Right, right.
It is the primary job of the Board of Education's policy, so it is important.
So anybody else wanting to be on that?
I'd be happy to serve on that. If the meetings are at 5:15, I could help out with that.
The Save Committee, last year was myself, Perry, and Dan.
As much as I'm a fan of this committee and support it, was not able to make meetings this year just because of the timing never worked out. I would, whenever available, I would try to be there, but if somebody felt strongly that they wanted to go on that committee, it's typically a daytime morning meetings, like 9
to
o'clock.
11 in the morning, usually on Thursdays.
It's tough for me to go to work and then turn around and get back here for 9 o'clock, but I will try more. I don't know, did Jeff were you able to make many meetings?
No, they kept scheduling on my work day.
Okay. All right, so we'll try harder.
Just Perry?
If only we had some retired guys on the board to help out
Okay,
with that
fine.
one.
And Carl.
Hey, wait a minute, Denise isn't here.
No, she got a job, didn't you hear? She got a job!
So, who is it?
Perry and Carl.
Just Perry and Carl?
Yeah.
I need to back up for 1 minute, only because it came up last year on the district leadership team. We have student members of the district leadership team, but last year we did make a decision to invite the student member of the Board of Education on the district leadership team. And our student members came to both the daytime, not all of them, but some of the daytime meetings and the evening meetings. So I would like to give Rachel the opportunity to see if she wanted to be on the district leadership team.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Great.
More students, the better. Thank you. I'm really excited. So we'll add Rachel to the
And it doesn't take
list.
a board spot.
And so we have 2 other students, and hopefully they'll nominate one more, Matthew Hoffman, and, well, I'll send you an email with the other student member and see if and they'll try and get a third, so that would be great, because then we would have 4, safety in numbers. Great.
And the last committee, the Special Ed Committee. Last year was myself and Dan. I would still like to stay on that one.
I think I had talked about getting on that, and I'll join you. Try to fill those shoes.
Anybody else interested? There's a special meeting in August, 2 to 3 hour meeting in the morning.
You're so tempting.
Okay.
Moving on.
So this concludes the organizational meeting, and we will move on to the business meeting.
says is Monday, July 8th.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
I was here yesterday, I didn't see anybody.
Yeah, why weren't you there?
Didn't you just hear me? I said I was here.
Because Doug said there'd be no food.
That's why Doug wasn't here. There was a food, there was food, yeah.
So we'd already moved Pride on the other, so we have to do it again for this meeting?
No.
Well, we're adjusting this agenda also.
No, you mean move it, we're not going to redo it?
Right.
No,
Yes.
yes.
Oh, okay. That's just,
So can I have a motion to remove Pride from this agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Okay, motion carries. Can I have a motion to accept the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion-
Second, please.
Racing ahead on you. Did I end up getting this? Tired, I guess that's its perks.
That was Perry and who else?
Who seconded the agenda?
I did.
Mike.
Thank you. Okay, I'm with you.
Okay, upcoming events. Thursday in August. You have a date on that?
Any particular Thursday?
22nd.
August 22nd.
Sorry.
It's
At 6 o'clock?
at 6 o'clock.
Yes, that's right.
Will there be food?
That's- Exec session will start at 5.
yeah, let's say 5, because things do mount up over the summer.
Okay. Easier to follow this.
I know.
Sliding. Okay. So, superintendent report?
Yes, I have 2 items. I was so organized. One, I wanted to follow up on the question of redistricting that we had in public participation, Steve Hughes, about the discrepancies in the numbers of students at the elementary, and I remembered I had had a conversation with the people at Western Suffolk, and basically they could, there's only one small piece that they could even weigh in on, and that is to look at repurposing some of the rooms that are used for support rooms as general education rooms at Violet Avenue and Netherwood, where they have a greater number of full-size rooms used for support versus gen classrooms. But that would be the only portion that they could kind of weigh in on, is looking at that. The actual redrawing of the boundary lines, the redistricting part, that is not a service they offer, so it's probably another BOCES or another organization. And I think that as we move forward with the district leadership team, the evening portion, we're going to look at long-range planning. We have 2 goals for the whole group as a large: long-range planning and our public relations plan. And I think that, that could be a topic we could look at if there was any desire to look at evening out the numbers. I do remember in earlier conversations that it won't balance class size. There will always be discrepancies. No matter where you draw the boundary lines, you may have, 3rd grade classrooms with fewer students and a 5th grade classroom at capacity of 29 or 30. So with it not affecting class sizes, and since we're under capacity in all of our schools, so each school has classrooms that, extra classrooms, if you will, redistricting creates an enormous task and tension in a community. Again, I'm not saying we're not going to look at it, and the only effect is that one school has, instead of having one school at close to 400, another school close to 300, you're moving staff and families around, and there's no net gain in class size. But I think we will take a peek at it with our district leadership team and review the information we have. Are there any gains to be, really take the question and say, are there any gains to be had with redistricting? Again, what the Western Suffolk BOCES people told me is there's no guarantee after a whole redistricting that you're going to have class sizes that are even.
Right, because you might fix at one grade level,
And
it may mess up another grade level, or in a different school. So it's, you'd have to do a lot of research before you actually did it.
And I think you'd have to have a stated purpose. What would be the positive benefit of moving families and staff in a situation where each school has room to grow. No one's bursting at the seams right now.
Right.
I think if there was an eminent school, like if North Park was so bursting at the seams that it was uncomfortable.
Or class sizes like HPE had.
Yes.
And we don't have that either.
Yeah, we don't have that either.
And I think there's a little bit of a perception that North Park, I mean, perhaps by people who may not have as much information, that North Park is, that's one of the comments that I've heard, people thinking that North Park is just, other schools are less crowded, North Park is more crowded as a result of the HPE closing.
And that should be self-healing, because when those students that demanded to go to North Park go to the middle school, then we're back to normalcy, I think.
Yeah.
And again, North Park isn't bursting at the seams,
Right.
so,
And the report, I think the
Clearly
report,
showed that.
yeah, showed that wasn't the issue.
Percentage
So,
is not.
yeah, it's not way out of whack.
Right.
Yeah.
But we do plan on, again, looking at our long-range facilities planning on the district leadership team. And the only other thing under superintendent's report, as of yesterday, all of our summer programs, as Rachel also mentioned, the elementary program at Violet Avenue Summer Bridge is up and running. The Haviland Middle School program is up and running, and the academic summer school at FD Roosevelt High School is up and running. And as a reminder, our program at the high school is county-wide. We house it, but it's run by BOCES, but we are the host, and other school districts come to us. Not a huge amount of students from other districts, which is one of the reasons why we like to maintain having it here. We have the bulk of the students, but it provides a cost savings to us by having it as a COSER run through BOCES, and it also is an opportunity for other school districts that don't have enough students to run a summer program to bus their children to us. So we'll get a final number, but we are generally close to, a couple hundred students coming through our doors every day for a half a day now that it's summer. So you'll see the buses out there, but just fewer of them.
So, Linda told us the state audit report is being readied and it should be coming this week?
I don't know if it would come this week, but the auditor contacted me today and asked me who the board president is, because he addresses the report to the board president, and he said it would be here shortly.
Yay. Do you want to know? Okay. Any board discussion? Seeing none, move on. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
sorry,
we
I
didn't
missed
do
one.
public participation, did we?
Can I have a motion for public participation?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries. Anybody like to address the board?
You don't have to get up.
Seeing none, public participation is now closed. I do not believe we have any board discussion. Okay. Can I have a motion for the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Good team, isn't it?
Yeah, I had a question on all the stipend positions. In the past, we had asked for sort of like, maybe like a annual report or something that they're doing on these positions. Does that happen? I mean, because you look through, there's a lot of them, right? And
Right,
some of
right.
them you look at as like, okay, what are they really doing?
Yeah, actually, Mike, we were about to move forward on that, and I think it came up, midwinter, and I think it's an excellent recommendation. We've created a feedback form. As we've discussed, not everybody gets those jobs permanently, but without any sort of official feedback, we generally handle it informally. But after this meeting, so once we developed a form, and it's a simple form, what were your accomplishments, how often did you meet, and then there's feedback from the principal section, and those will go on file with the club activities, and we'll get a copy of them. So I think it's a great idea. I also felt that instead of giving it to them toward the end of the year, they're going to be sent, you were just appointed at the reorg meeting, and here is the feedback form that you will be giving to us in May. We had it on our administrator's agenda twice, so they know it's coming, and this way, as people are appointed, they will know in the beginning of the year that this year they will have to submit a feedback form, and they can expect some feedback from the principal in return. So in order for it to go well and not meet with resistance, I wanted to do it as they were appointed. But the principals, and in some cases directors who oversee them, are well aware it's coming. We had great conversations about, make sure, how are these clubs and activities going, and are we getting the quality of the program for those stipends that we should be. And again, it's not like we haven't made changes in the past, but I think it's really important to maybe formalize it a little, and, yeah.
And I don't think they have to go crazy, just a paragraph of, hey, we met 5 times, and this is what we did, and whatever,
Absolutely, absolutely. And,
There's the good things that came out of it, or whatever.
I think it was a great suggestion, and so the form's all ready, it's sitting on my desk, so as we appoint them with the personnel agenda, they'll get a congratulations, and here's your feedback form, it'll be due May 30th, and...
Okay, good, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for the suggestion.
Any more discussion? All those in favor then? Motion carries. On to new business. Can I have a motion for 9.1, special education placements?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Yeah, I thought we were almost done, and yet we still got another one. Thought Heather was on vacation, and we still getting reports. So, are those in favor? Motion carries. Can I have a motion for 9.2, the Town of Hyde Park intermunicipal agreement SROs?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion?
Well, I'm not advocating for this, but it just happens to be something that I'm involved with in my school district as well. And I know that do we lose one or both of the longtime SROs?
Both this year.
Both.
Yeah.
So we have new people coming in.
Yes.
Any discussion or any thought about looking at other agencies that could provide SRO? I mean, namely, it would be the Sheriff's Department, I think, is the only other viable solution in the area.
Yeah, I think,
Well, we did have a big discussion on this.
yeah, in executive session, and I think we should continue that conversation in executive session this year.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it probably
That's
is more
okay.
appropriate, but just,
But in public session, yes, I think it would be prudent of us to explore options, not to suggest in any way that we have been dissatisfied in any way with the Hyde Park Police by any stretch of the imagination, but the cost is increasing exponentially.
Yeah.
And it is public knowledge, the cost is there from this year, and if you look up last year's reorg agenda or whenever they were placed on the agenda, it's a significant bump.
Right.
And
What did it go up year to year?
it was, I don't know, Linda, was it 15 or 17%?
It was just under 15%. I don't remember the dollar amount.
Do they explain why it went up?
They did. Linda and I went over to the town hall and we had a meeting and we requested some breakdowns and documentation. The Hyde Park Police are unionized and their agreements and salary arrangements are collectively bargained. So that's one piece of it. And we asked for a breakdown of our portion of it because that cost represents, they're only with us 180 days, so it is prorated, but there's a lot of other benefits, and all the benefits are prorated, but it was a big jump, so.
Yeah, 15%, so.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
And even out of the 180, they're not dedicated to us, are they? If they get something, they go, they leave?
yes, yes. But they will also share, and I think it's worth noting that they come whenever we call, and that is during the summer. Also, we frequently need an SRO to help us out for an immediate situation at Violet Avenue, which is covered by Town of Poughkeepsie, and/or Netherwood, which is covered by the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office. So technically, the SROs are Hyde Park Police, and 2 of our elementary schools are not covered by that, but they very much during the school year, if we say, hey, we've got a situation at Netherwood, the SRO goes, so. So
I would also advocate that I think that we should look at opportunities to bring the SROs into the elementary schools in a positive way. And I don't know whether we do that or not, but
No,
look for that.
We actually, we put that into place last year, but with the new people. And in the case of the high school, that it wasn't a permanent person yet. It didn't start, but there was a commitment to do that and not to publicize the schedule.
Right. Yeah,
But
I
to
agree.
spend some
Yep,
time,
leave it. Yep.
just greeting kids in the
Right.
morning, being there with the principal.
Right.
And they were very amenable to that.
Yeah, I mean, a big element of the SRO program is relationship building
Yes.
and community-based, rather, not policing.
Right, so I
but,
talked to the chief, and everyone was on board, and we
Okay.
talked about what that would look like. So as soon as, we get running next year, that should happen. And again, Violet Avenue has a big Town of Poughkeepsie police presence, and that's already happening, and it wouldn't include Violet. And Netherwood, the same thing, like they would come in an emergency, but it is more of a sheriff jurisdiction.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any more discussion? So, a vote, all those in favor? Motion carries. Can I have a motion for 9.3, Town of Hyde Park Intermunicipal Agreement, Security at School Events?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion on this? All those in favor? Motion carries. Can I have a motion for 9.4, Contract Dutchess County BOCES, AS7?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries. Okay, back to public participation. Can I have a motion for public participation?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries.
Second shot.
Seeing no one respond, public participation is now closed. There's no other matters deemed necessary by the board. There's no need for a second executive session. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on that, Perry?
We're a team.
Reorg ever.
We're a team. It is the shortest one.
Hey, look,
All those in
if you want
favor?
to participate, it's a...
Motion carries. We're now adjourned.